Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be sharing with you guys my updated perfume collection. This is a highly requested video all the time because I share a lot of pictures on my Instagram and you see a lot of perfume in the background of my videos because I like to store them all around the house, not in front of the sunlight because that's not good for your perfume, but I have some in my guest bathroom, my living room, my little mock fireplace. Perfume always adds a nice luxurious aesthetic to any corner of the room that I decide to place the perfume on. So today I do have them all grouped in one. Not all, but I just wanted to talk about these ones back here because they're the most used or there's like a nice story behind it. So if you haven't watched my previous one, I'll link it up there because I did share my massive collection. But in this video, I'll be sharing my updated, and I'm gonna try my best because I am not the best at describing fragrance, so I will edit in the notes on the screen. We're gonna start in this corner right here, mainly because I get asked a lot about Jo Malone and Diptique fragrances, and so we'll start with Jo Malone. Something about Jo Malone was just so luxurious to me. I loved how unique the fragrances were, loved the bottle, it's very minimal, and I really like the slim packaging. It's very easy to carry around throughout the day, and you need to because the fragrance doesn't last long. And so for Jo Malone, I don't use it as much anymore, but during the summertime, they do kind of come back because summer, it's hot, it's humid, and I like to freshen up throughout the day. So these are great perfumes for that. And my top three would have to be the one in front right here. The Jo Malone Nectarine Blossom and Honey is actually one of the first Jo Malone fragrances that I was introduced to by a friend, and I really like how fresh this one smells. And then for Peony Blush and Suede, I would have to say this is a great fragrance for people who like floral scents. It's very lovely, powdery, and it smells just so divine. And I bought this one at Duty Free. And finally, Grapefruit. I really like how fresh this one smells as well. I normally don't go for citrusy scents, but for Jo Malone, I feel like they do a really good job at making them sweet and subtle at the same time. And right next to them, we have Diptique. Diptique is a brand that is very sexy and luxurious to me. I love how unique and powerful each of their fragrances are, and they're quite long lasting. And so we're gonna start off with the Toson because this is one of the first Diptique perfumes that I added to my collection. I love the bottle. It has a different illustration in the back. This smells very sweet. And personally to me, this just has a lot of memory because when I was working really hard on Joan Day and growing that channel, I went ahead and got this on sale and I started to really love perfume after growing my Diptique collection, and this was the second one that I purchased. The black bottles last longer, and this one also has this really strong, like, I don't really know how to describe it. These two just have a lot of memory because they moved around with me in Seoul a lot. So this apartment, the previous apartment, and I just can't let these bottles go because it just reminds me of how hard I worked. And this was definitely one of my big girl purchases in the beginning of my YouTube journey. And so just can never let these bottles go, even after finishing them. And finally, this is a new one that I added to my collection. This is Tam Dao, and my fragrance preference has changed over the years. In college, I really liked the sweet and floral scents. When I first moved to Korea, I sorta liked to venture into subtle, citrusy, yet floral scents. And then when I started using Diptique perfumes, I wanted something like stronger and chic. Now, this one I got this year actually. It smells more musky, woody, cedarwood, sandalwood. You guys will hear a lot of that throughout this video. I definitely have a difference different preference now, and this is kind of similar to what I like to wear these days. And so when I was at Diptique, I picked this one up because it kind of reminded me of it. Like, I graduated from these two right here, but I'll never let these two go, and I still do use them from time to time. Speaking of Diptique, we can't forget their candles. Diptique candles are the best, and I have them all around my house in different sizes, and I always keep the cups. I like to put my perfume samples in them, or makeup brushes. I just like to reuse them. So speaking of samples, let me share with you guys these other cute little minis right here. They're from Tambourines. They are the multi-fragrance, and Tambourines have the cutest hand creams, and they release them in these little fragrances. So you could carry these around with you. This one right here is my go-to because of the bergamot, sandalwood, and patchouli. Three of my favorites in fragrance. And my next favorite would have to be this one. It's the Cypress Forest. This is cypress, spearmint, and lemon. Yeah. Now moving down below, I want to talk about Byredo. Okay, I'm gonna sit down for this because I have a lot of Byredo perfume, as you guys can see, in the minier sizes, the big sizes. I have their hair perfumes. I really like this brand. I was first introduced to the Blanche, and I went to an event for this because Korea opened up their first flagship store, I believe like 2 years ago, and so they gave all of the guests one of the perfumes, and I really like it. It smells like a fresh load of expensive laundry. Like, it smells really good. And this is actually, I believe, the best seller in Korea. I know it's different for all around the world, but this is actually like the favorite here in Korea. And they recently gifted me the big version with the white cap. So now I have two of the Blanche. Similar to the Blanche, I did receive their Open Sky, Little Flower, the Mixed Emotions as a gift from Byredo, and I really love the name of Byredo perfumes. My all-time favorite would have to be Slow Dance from Byredo, mainly because this reminds me of New York. So for Byredo, I do want to talk about this one as well. This is the Casablanca Lily. I actually went to the store and purchased this when they were having an event. So I was able to get like, I think like 5% off. Quality of this one right here, it feels very, it has like oils in it. So it's supposed to help the fragrance last a lot longer. It's very different from the woody scents that I normally go for, but I love the name of it, Casablanca Lily, and it smells very, very sweet and lovely in a powerful way. Okay, moving on to Labo. I actually have a book about Labo because I wanted to learn more about their brand. And I love their concept, their packaging, the fragrance, how long lasting they are. And I would have to say Labo is a perfume brand that really knows how to make an impression. Every time I meet someone and ask about their fragrance, if they mention Labo, I always think, wow, like this smells different on everyone. And I really love that. It's very special. It's unique to you. And depending on which boutique you buy it at, you can really personalize it with your name, and it will have the city of where you purchased this and where it was made. So I want to talk about the city exclusives, particularly this one right here because this is the newest, the Citron 28. This is the Seoul exclusive city fragrance that they released, and I just had to get this because I live in Seoul, and yeah, you can't get it anywhere else except for the Seoul boutique. And finally, I want to talk about my most used fragrances of 2021. So we will briefly talk about the Centaur 33. This is my go-to fragrance. As you guys can tell, I use up a lot of it. The Centaur 33 is a nice, strong sandalwood, powerful woody scent that has like a scent of leather in as well. Again, I'm very bad at describing scents, but this is my go-to. This did become my signature scent. Every time I am at a restaurant or an event, I have friends who come up to me and say, I knew you were here just because of the fragrance. They smelled me from afar, which is another thing I want to mention about the Centaur 33. It's extremely long lasting and it smells good wherever you go. There's like this little invisible bubble of Centaur 33 just walking around with you. So like I mentioned, Labo Fragrances tend to make an impression, and yeah, this is just one of my go-tos. And next we have the Baccarat Rouge 540. So I bought this earlier this year because I wanted a change in my perfume collection, because I was using Le Labo since like 2018 and I wanted to, I don't know, just try out something new. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. Every time I smell it, I'm like, yes, this is how I want to smell like going into my 30s. And so I decided to go with the smaller bottle of the Baccarat Rouge because this is very expensive. But as you guys can see, I used up a lot of it. So I went ahead and bought the bigger bottle. And these bottles are, again, kind of like the Diptique. I like how they have different images in the back. But this smells very powerful and very addictive. I actually got a sample of it on a piece of paper because I was walking around the mall and the people in front of Maison Francis Kirkdejan, I don't really know how to say this, but they gave me a quick sample of it and I just had it in my bag. I came home and I noticed this amazing scent, and it was a sample of the Baccarat 540. And so this was a bit hard to find because after that I missed my chance, so I couldn't find it around Seoul for like a month. But then when I went to the Galleria in Apgujeong Rodeo, they had it, so I went ahead and got this one, and a few months later I went ahead and purchased the bigger bottle. Moving on to the Etro White Magnolia. This beautiful bottle of perfume was actually a gift from Etro, and I really love the box it came in. I put all my remote controls in there because it could get pretty messy, but it just looks really nice inside the Paisley Etro box. And the name is White Magnolia, so I thought, okay, it probably smells very florally, but I was wrong. It has a very strong woody scent to it as well. And it smells so good. And I was so shocked because after I bought this big bottle of Baccarat Rouge, I got this one as a gift and I smelled it, and I actually stopped using the Baccarat Rouge for a while and used this every day for like a month. And I just really love the packaging, the way it smells. It's very long lasting. It's perfect for the summer. It has a very light scent to it, but it's still very like, it definitely makes an impression as well. So this is another bottle that I was very surprised by, and definitely in my most used perfume list of 2021. All right, moving on, we have the Loewe perfume, and I actually bought this a few weeks ago. This is the newest in my collection. I was at a Sephora with Ayong on a rainy day, and the employee basically told us that on rainy days, there is this rainy day discount because not a lot of people come out to shop. And so we got our perfumes for 10% off that day. And it's only on fragrances. So there's a cool tip there for you guys if you are visiting Korea. But this is the Loewe Essentia, and it smells so good. It smells like my dream man. And this was actually in the men's section of the perfume, but I was like, you know what? I still want that. I want to smell like that. And I went ahead and bought it. I've been using it like quite often with a mixture of like the Centaur, the Baccarat Rouge, as well as the Etro perfume. But yeah, this is a great bottle of perfume that I'm so happy that I purchased. It's a lot similar to one of the Creed perfumes that I really like, but it's a lot more, it's like more affordable. It's raining. No wonder it was like getting gloomier and gloomier. Wow. As I'm talking about the perfume that I bought when it rained. Wow, that's so weird. Okay, let's just move on. The final perfume that I want to talk about is this one from Gucci. This also came in this beautiful box, and I can't throw that box away because it's just so like interior worthy, even though the box is empty. But this is the Moonlight Serenade. I love the name of this. The bottle is gorgeous and it smells so relaxing. It's lavender, and I like to spray this before going to bed because it has like this instant like relaxing energy that it like provides. And so I like to spray this after the shower and before going to bed. So this is a great bottle that I recently purchased. This was actually purchased a few months ago as well. I was shopping with Ayong. Like, we both like our perfumes, and she wanted the Gucci, like the perfume that comes in the really sexy black bottle. So I was just like watching her shop, and I ended up buying a bottle as well. It's just like gorgeous bottle of perfume. So that's it for my updated perfume collection. I hope you guys enjoyed me rambling about perfume. I could talk about perfume for a very long time, especially since I have a lot of them. And I don't know, when it comes to perfume, each of them have a memory it holds or like a story behind it, and that was just like kind of fun to share. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll make sure to link everything I mentioned in the description box as always, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Have a Joan day!